Hi guys, this is my new rap track. This is my new book review. And after a few weeks of delaying, straining, and stressing over the book choices, I have finally come up with a book and I have finally done with reading it. And here's my review for the book. So I have always been into fictions, especially thrillers and mystery, and I searched online for secondhand books on a Facebook group and I got a fine deal and picked out two thriller novels, and Bone by Bone was one of them. So I got immediately sucked in by the summary of the content and but also by the reviews on goodreads.com. So let's go straight into my book review section. Firstly, about the author. Her name is Carol O'Connell. She was born in 1947, New York, USA, and she gained a Bachelor of Fine Arts at Arizona State University. And afterwards, she did not succeed in the artistic field, so she quit it and then took up writing as a hobby. And she was the author of a large series of 11 novels revolving Kathleen Murray, an NYPD detective, and a policewoman who was originally orphaned after witnessing her mother being murdered. Though not having read much of O'Connell's work, I came to acknowledge that she possesses truly realistic character captaining skill and a alluring narration style that dragged me deep into the flow of the book. About the book, Bone by Bone, it was first published in the year 2008 and it is categorized as a mystery and thriller novel, and it was awarded the Best Translated Mystery Novel of the Year in Japan in 2011. So let's go for the summary of the content of the novel. The novel was about Owen Hobbs. So one day Owen Hobbs returned to his hometown in Coventry in California, realizing later that human bones had been thrown at his father's house porch at night time once in a while. He later found out that those body parts belonged to his late little brother who never returned when they both went into the woods 20 years ago. Josh Hobbs, his 2 years younger brother, was coming home, bone by bone, and Oren, who is now a former investigator in the Army's CID, used all his investigative skills to solve the mystery of his brother's death and to bring justice to him. To do this, he had to face everything in his past, everyone in the small town full of secrets and secret keepers. The housekeeper, who had a fugitive past, a back-to-school friend with an old grudge, an unsociable ex-cop from LA, a librarian who was nicknamed the Town Monster, a female hotelier who once had a relationship with schoolboy Oren, and a rich family of a lawyer whose daughter's long-ago love story drove her to attack on-site whenever she sees Oren. After many, many unravels, shocking and haunting discoveries, Owen gradually discovered all the secrets of all those people, including his own brother, Joshua Hobbs, who left Owen puzzled after vanishing 20 years earlier, to finally unearthing the haunting secret among the town. So next up, about the things I liked about this book. Firstly, it is a relationship between Owen Hobbs and Isabel Winston, the stepdaughter of a town's lawyer, and their complicated relationship. So here's the story. At the at her mother's, birthday ball when both of them were 12 years old. They met for the first time and they both got struck by lightning and they got a crush on each other and it all went so smooth until Oren, that poor boy, realized that he could not dance. So he walked straight past the girl, through the door, and back home. And well, poor Isabel did not know what just happened. And she just waited each New Year's birthday ball of her mother for Oren to show up and maybe for an explanation. But after 20 years, they had not exchanged any words and they ignored each other every time they came across each other. And the grudge gradually rise, grew inside Belle's heart, so hard that each and every time she sees Oren, she was trying to hurt him. She even tried to ram a car into him or even threatened to put a bullet through his head. The second thing I liked about this novel is the character Josh Hobbs. And although he deceased in the timeline, he was a nice kid with a talent in photography. And he always had the gift and the skills of capturing the telling moments. And also, he was always following people's secrets and capturing them, and this probably led him to being murdered. Oh, naughty boy. Next up is the way that Carol Connell built up her characters. Each of them was so personally complex, and each of them was having their own stories, their own secrets. That made me kind of miss them after I done reading the book. And then there is a suspenseful writing and narration style, making readers feel like they are being in the story, watching the haunting and nasty secrets being unraveled. Seriously, this got me goosebumps. And the wordings, the vocabulary needed to understand the story was not so hard. It was like any other thrillers that I have read. The meanings could be guessed in context. And finally, it is the revolving circle of guilt that was surrounding our characters when it came to the capture and explanations of Joshua Hobbs' brutal death. It seemed like there were 4 to 5 people who fitted the profile and could have done it for their own mad reason. Seriously, anyone could have been the murderer. And the real murderer was not the one I was expecting. About what I have learned and what I have made out of reading the book, somehow I felt the opening words of Carol O'Connell at the pre-story pages. The book is dedicated to people who stood in harm's way, those who came home with the damage that shows, and those whose damage no one sees and no one knows about. All the characters had their own stories, their own pain. They all suffered trauma, and most of them had recovered strong, though with some remnants of their ailments. Some went on with their lives and let the past rest easily, and some fought to resolve the problems in their heart and mind so that they could find their inner peace. And from the novel, I've learned that even how hard your trauma was, even how painfully you suffered, there are always people who are there for you, and the past deserves to rest. So all in all, despite Bone by Bone not being the bestseller in any country except for its Japanese translation, which won the award. I would say that Bone by Bone is a very good read. The storyline is very compelling and is very alluring. So I would highly and strongly recommend it to you guys. You have to read this or just check it out. It's very good. So that is all for my book review today. If you have any question, please comment down the section below and let me know. Peace.